So let me just provide you with the link to the live streaming. So just give me a second. I will put the link to the YouTube channel in the chat box. So here is the YouTube channel where these sessions will be live streamed, and also they will be present over there for you, even if you want to watch the videos sometime in the future, or if you happen to miss some of these live sessions, then no worries. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you will basically get notifications about when we are having these live sessions, and when you can basically when the lecture notes are uploaded, and any of these problem solving issues. So this is the first thing. You should go ahead and subscribe to this channel and bookmark this Zoom meeting link so that you don't have to find them again and again. Then what is the aim of these live sessions? So the aim of these live sessions is to solve previous year's assignment problems. Basically, you see that every week we have a quiz of 10 questions, 10 MCQ questions. So this course has been running for quite a long period of time over the past few years. So we would be focusing on the previous year's assignment problems from 2 years, 2022 and 2021. So that's the aim of these live sessions. Then what are the resources? The most important resource for all of you, and I repeat this, and I would repeat this over and over again. The most important resource is the discussion forum. I should have written this in red or something, or highlighted this. This is the most important thing for all of you, okay? So you should actively use this discussion forum. Last week, someone asked me where this discussion forum is. So that's why I've put up a screenshot over here for all of you. You see the discussion forum is here. So when you log into the NPTEL website, to this Swayam NPTEL website for your course, this is the outline of it. This is how your course will be there. You will see weeks over here. You will see different week over here. This is over here weeks. Then these lectures will be over here, and on the top you see here there is a panel. Okay, in this there is this ask a question button. If you click on that ask a question button, it will redirect you to a Google group where the discussion forum is there, and you can ask all of your questions on that discussion forum. And it is really good. Like instructors and all the TAs, I'm only one of the TAs. There are many other TAs for this course. So all of us basically try to answer as many questions on the discussion forum as possible. So this is the most important resource for you. Okay. So, and then of course, for these live sessions, the recording of these live sessions as well as the lecture notes of these live sessions will be put up on the YouTube channel. The link to the YouTube channel I had provided in the chat box. I'm providing once again. So this is the YouTube channel, and this is where the recording of these live sessions would be uploaded, as well as the lecture notes. Now I'm seeing some questions in the chat box. Let me address them before we begin with today's session. So someone is asking, can we use Jupyter instead of Spider IDE? So who is this person? This is Abdul. So yes, Abdul, you can use Jupyter instead of Spider. But my suggestion would be that if you are new to programming, like if this is the very first time you are ever dealing with programming, then you should stick to using Spider. Why I say this is because the instructors are using Spider. So it will be easy for you to follow their instructions and write code on your own. However, if you have had some exposure, some prior exposure to programming in your earlier days, and if you have used Jupyter beforehand, then you can continue using Jupyter. Okay, someone is asking me, ma'am, I'm very confused in installation of Anaconda. Can you help me? So, okay, fine. So, Anaconda installation is not that difficult. Uh, if you're using Windows, Mac, or Linux, anything, so Anaconda is available on all of these three platforms. And another resource I have not mentioned here is my email ID. So if nothing works, first step is to go on this discussion forum, ask a question. Second step is to go on this YouTube channel and post questions over here. So why I'm saying it in this order is because discussion forum is the most active place. There are instructors, the main instructor, then assistant instructors, and then there are various TAs, like 5 or 6 of TAs are there. So all of us have access to that discussion forum, and we regularly check that discussion forum and try to answer questions. So that's why I said first this. Next would be YouTube channel. So YouTube channel also I will regularly check and answer questions in the comments, whatever in the comment box you people ask. And also in the discussion forum and YouTube channel means your classmates can also help you. So let's say you have asked a question on the discussion forum and somehow the instructors or the TAs have missed it, but some of your classmates and your friends who might be facing similar issues and who might have had figured out how to resolve that issue, they will come forward and help you by answering in that discussion forum. And if nothing works, like discussion forum is not working, YouTube channel is not working, then what you can do is you can send an email to me. So my email ID is, I'm writing it over here. So this is my email ID. So if nothing works, you can basically contact me via email. I will try to answer your question, and if I'm not able to do so, I will forward your concern to the instructors. And so this person who had issue with installation of Anaconda, I would suggest that you post your exact issue, a screenshot of it or the error that you are facing on the discussion forum. So I would say that from my side, I would say that you visit the Anaconda website. On the Anaconda website, there you will go to the downloads and installation section. Then there are 2 downloads available. One is for Python 2 and one is for Python 3. You are supposed to select Python 3 because we are using Python 3. And in that, you have to basically select your platform. If you are using a Mac computer, then you will download for Mac. If you are using a Windows computer, you will download for Windows. And if you are using Linux, then you will download for Linux. And it would not be that complicated. Means you just follow the steps on the Anaconda website and it should be pretty straightforward. So I don't really know what issue you're facing. If you can please unmute yourself, then probably I can help you better. So the person who was having issue in the Anaconda, if you want, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, ma'am. I will try again.
Okay, so Shagufta, you please try again, and if nothing is working, then you follow this step. You put it on the discussion forum. You ask in the YouTube channel, and if nothing else, then this is my email ID. You can contact me on my email ID as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I will type my...
Ma'am?
Yes?
Ma'am, I have a question actually. Can I ask her?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, it's regarding the week 3 lectures.
Okay.
So I was watching a particular video where like I can upload any text file in the Spider IDE.
Yes.
And I can So I was following the exact kind of syntax for the code, and like it is showing some error.
Okay, so for files, I would say that your folder in which your file is saved and the folder in which your program is saved, both the folders should be the same.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Otherwise, if they are in different folders, then you have to give the full path address. You can't just say myfile.txt, that load myfile.txt for me. You can't just say that if they are in different folders.
Oh,
If they are in different folders, then you have
okay,
to give
okay.
the full path: C drive, then C drive users, then your name, then whatever that full big path address is there, you have to provide that.
Okay. Can you please repeat once again the procedure? I mean,
So
the
the first step, I
text
would say,
file should be
first thing is simplest solution. This should solve it. Save both your program and your file in the same folder. This is the
okay.
easiest way to solve this problem.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, okay. So now we have discussed these logistical details. I hope you are clear with all of these. And now we can proceed to our main agenda of today. Okay, I have one small request for all of you. So if all of you could, when you join, if all of you could please mute yourself and then join. Like after joining, just mute yourself and only unmute yourself when you have some question. So if you have some question, you can either raise your hand in Zoom or you just unmute and ask me directly. But don't just keep yourself on unmute mode forever and keep talking in the background or something. Please don't do that. Okay, so let us start with today's session. Before that, I have a poll for you actually. So, what I've noticed is that there is some mismatch between the timelines of the course that is running and the timelines of these live sessions that we are having. So, apparently, the course started earlier and these live sessions were scheduled only after about 10 days, I think. So as a result, these live sessions are running like about 1 week late. And also I noticed that week 1 and week 2 assignment, both these weeks, the deadline was on the same date, and then week 3 is another date, and after that week 4, week 5, they all are like different dates. But somehow week 1 and week 2, the deadlines were the same, and this has caused some sort of a confusion and mismatch between the timelines of the course that is happening and these live sessions. So what I noticed today is that week 2, the deadline has already passed. Okay, and week 3 the deadline is coming, and week 4 the deadline is even after that. So I have come up with a plan from the next week. This will be implemented in the next week. So that's the poll that I have for all of you, if you could answer that. So means my idea is we can continue this way. Like last week we did week 1, today we will do week 2, next week we will do week 3, next week we will do week 4. Like this in sequence we can continue 1, 2, 3, 4 up until 12. Another idea that I have is, since the deadlines are like a little bit mismatched, like when we have this session, the deadline for that week's course has already passed like 1 or 2 days before. So what we can do is, next week instead of week 3, we can skip week 3 discussion and move to week 4, and after that we will go week 4, week 5, week 6, like this. Okay, so three options you have. First option is we will discuss only week 3. Okay, next option is we will forget about week 3, skip that and discuss only week 4. And third option is that we will do, let's say, a few questions from week 3 so that we cover that week 3 part, and then a few questions from week 4 so that it helps in the assignment of that week 4, the deadline of the assignment of that week 4. So these are the three options for you. If you could just take a minute to answer that poll, this will help me in basically planning the sessions for your upcoming weeks. And definitely what I will do is, whether we have week 3 or not, or week 4 or not, I am regularly uploading these lecture notes, which you can find on the YouTube channel, the description, in the description. So even if we have the session or do not have the session, the notes will be available with you, so you can go through the notes as and when you want. Okay, so just a few more seconds, people answer this poll, then I will see. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ma'am, like when I was like solving the assignments, I
Yes.
have noticed that there are few questions which is like out of that particular week's lecture,
Okay.
out of syllabus. Like
Okay.
we haven't, like the lectures didn't cover those parts.
Okay.
So what should I do about it? Because there are some things that I'm not understanding.
Okay. So, the good thing about Python is that Python has a fantastic documentation. So, the help in Python is really great. So, if you just go to Google and type the documentation for any command, let's say you don't understand what the print command does. So, if you just type Python print,
Mhm.
so the Python's documentation is very good. So they will open in the Python website, the documentation is there, and they will have a full uh, page where they give very simple to very advanced kind of examples. And the code also, you can copy the example code, you can copy and run on your own spider. So the documentation is very good. So if there is some command in the Python language, in the questions that you are seeing that you don't understand, you can just go to the documentation for that, and that will open up. So that is one thing that you should do.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so I will end this poll now. I see that majority of you are saying parts of both week 3 and week 4, and there is roughly about uh like about 50% are saying both week 3 week 4, then 35% say only week 3, and very few people are saying that skip week 3 and go to week 4 directly. Okay, so that means week 3 is definitely there. Like we should do week 3 whether or not the deadline is there or not. So fine, I'll keep this feedback in mind, and I will prepare my questions for next week according to this. Okay, great. So for this week, I'm really sorry, but this is what my plan is for this week. That only assignment 2, that is week 2, I will discuss. And why I planned for this is because last week we did Scratch, which was new, and then this week is the first week in Python. So I did not want to skip this week, which is like an introductory week in Python. So week 1 and week 2 are very, very important, that you should definitely watch these 2 weeks completely and revise them properly, because these are the introductory and foundational weeks in your programming journey. So you should basically uh, watch these 2 weeks carefully. Okay, some more people are saying what you are saying is not audible. Am I not audible? I think I
No,
am.
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
audible.
Okay. Ma'am, can you please share link of your YouTube channel? Yes, of course, Veena ji. I will put the link. So here is the link of the YouTube channel. What is mentor adding procedure and what is the purpose of it? Okay, I am not sure about this mentor adding feature. This is NPTEL teams, some feature they have come up with. What I will do is I will ask the NPTEL team what this mentor adding feature that they have come up with. So, okay, fine. So we will start with week 2, the quiz problems from the last year. So I have quite a few questions. So what we will do is we will solve these MCQ questions, and then some of these codes I will run in the Spider and show it to you in Spider. And then we have some programming assignments. Just like you have programming assignments in this year, you there were programming assignments last year also. Some programming questions are there. So we will write these codes in the Spider, and I will show it to you live how to run code in Spider. So some of you who had problems in installing Anaconda or running in Spider or some of those questions, they will get solved over here. Okay, so let us get started. The first question for today. Very simple question, I believe. What is the correct command to show the value stored in a variable? By now, everyone, I believe, would have been familiar with this thing. This is the most common and the first command that people learn in any programming language, and that is print. Okay? So this C out, you must be seeing this C out looks like a strange thing. So if you know the programming language C++, then C out X, like this people write for C++. So this is equivalent to saying print X for Python. Okay. So just a trivia, means if you don't know C++, no worries. If you know C++, then you can relate with this. So we have gotten off to a good start. Now let us see next question. What will be the output of the following piece of code? So we have this code. There are two variables, A and B. A is equal to bond and B is equal to 34. Then there is a print command. Print hello Mr. comma A comma B plus 1. Okay. Picture quality, audio, picture quality poor, not properly visible. Okay, I would say, let me see if I can fix it. But if this is not fixed, then I would suggest that you watch it on YouTube. On YouTube, I am seeing that the picture quality is appearing to be fine, like there is no issue over there. So if you are facing some issues in the picture quality in Zoom, please go to YouTube and watch. There the picture quality is crystal clear. Okay, let's come back. So what will be the output of the following piece of code? So we see that we have this print statement over here, and the print statement has basically it is printing three things in the same line. So first statement is hello Mr., then A, and then B plus 1. So A is what? Bond. So hello Mr. Bond, and then B plus 1. So B is what? 34. B plus 1 would be 35. So the answer is option C, hello Mr. Bond 35. Okay. Now next question. What will be the output of the following piece of code? So let me start a poll for this. Okay, so people can answer this in the poll. Wait, what is happening to my poll? Okay, if somehow my poll is not working, if people can just type in the chat box. I am giving you 1 minute. I'll wait for you. So yeah, try to answer. Okay, I think my poll is also fixed now. I can maybe launch this poll. This poll is a little bit better. Okay, please answer in the poll. Okay, you have 30 seconds to answer this poll. After that, I will discuss. Okay, great. Now I will stop the poll. Stop the poll and I will share the results. So as you can see, majority of you have selected option A. And this is a very common mistake that people do. So option A is not the correct option. Option D is the correct option. This piece of code will not run. It will not execute. And it will throw a bunch of errors at you. And let me explain why this is going to give us errors. Okay. So you see that everything over here is written in one same line. Okay. It's like one same line. If you write it like this, So there are two issues over here. First is that it is in the same line. Second is this issue over here, x equal to y. What is your y? We have not even defined our variable y. So the correct way to write this code would be x equal to 10. Then let's say we want a variable y and we want to assign to it the value contained in x. So instead of, it should not be x equal to y. This is wrong. It should be y equal to x because your variable y has not been defined. You want to define it now. And then you would say print x comma y. So the output of this would then be 10, 10. Okay. So this is the thing. Another way to write this code would be, let's say you want to write it all in the same line. Let's say I am very much like, I like writing stuff in a same line. I don't want these different lines. Then you would do it like this. You would say x equal to 10, then semicolon. The semicolon basically says that your line has ended over here. So when Python is reading the code, it will read the semicolon like an end of line. So one statement is over after this. Then you would say y equal to x, semicolon. Then you would say print x comma y. So the output for this would be 10, 10. So this is like the correct way of writing the code. If you are writing it in this way, this is incorrect way, and it will nothing will run over here and you will get errors. So I hope this is clear now, and I hope you will not make this mistake again. Okay, so there is some question in the chat box. Let me see what question people have. Ma'am, I have problem regarding the plotting of graphs. Okay. I tried some code as suggested by instructor. It did not give me the desired output. It showed error. Okay. I have posted my problem in discussion. Team replied me, suggest me solution, but that's not working. Okay, so what I would suggest is that you send me a screenshot of your question and I will try and get back to you. Okay. So yeah, so if discussion forum is not working, then you can send me an email and I will try to respond it to the best of my capabilities. Okay, let's move ahead. Next
Excuse
question.
ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in this previous question, what is this in IN and square brackets it's written 3 and colon?
Oh, okay,
It's a
okay.
function.
No, it is not a function. Okay, this thing you want to know. So this is in the IPython console. So you have this IPython console, right? Okay, let me open up the console for you. Then you will understand what this in is. So give me a second. Let me open up my spider. Where is my spider? Okay. I hope you can see my spider screen. Don't get worried because of some big stuff written over here. This is code for my research work. Ignore all of this. Let me open up a new file. Okay. So let's see this console over here.
Yes, ma'am.
You see this console over here. Okay. So you see this in 1. Now I will write a equal to 1. You see this in 1. Then now in 2. Now I'll say, let's say print a. Okay. If I'd say print a. What happened? Wait. Why my cursor is not working? Wait. Or let me say b equal to 2. Then you say this. These are the input lines. Like you are basically a plus 2 now. C. This is in basically you are inputting some statement over here and you are seeing the corresponding output. So this in that you are questioning, that is in this console, this IPython console. You see this IPython, this
Yes, ma'am.
thing
Okay,
here.
I understand.
Okay, great.
I use some other compiler, so it doesn't show. So I thought it's part of the code or something.
No. Okay, so yeah, nice question. Now we will go back to our question. Okay, so yeah, back to Zoom. So this in thing is in the IPython console. Next question. So I want again all of you to answer it in the poll. So this would be easy for you if you would have basically wait, how do I relaunch this poll? Wait, relaunch poll. Okay, so answer this next question. If you have worked in the spider, uh you would know this by now, and I hope everyone would answer correctly. So just take a few seconds. I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay, so now I will end the poll. So let me end the poll. Stop the poll and I will share the results for you. So most of you have answered correctly. Okay. So the extension of a Python file is py. It's .py. So any Python file that you save, let's say uh first program, then when you save, the extension file will be .py. I don't know why some of you selected SC. Like, were you thinking of Scratch? Even Scratch, the extension file is not SC, it is SB. So anyway, the extension file for Python will be .py. So whenever in Spider you save some program, it will come with .py extension. So I had just opened up Spider for you. I will open up Spider once again. I will show you this extension file. So you see this extension file, right? Sorry, this Spider screen, and see this is over here. The name is there, untitled0.py, or some of the other stuff that I have done for my research work, this entangled photons 4.py. So each of these files over here you see in the top have the extension .py. So .py is the extension for files in the Python language. Okay, let's come back. Great. Moving forward, what will be the output of the following code if the given input is 5? Scratch, you are saying extension is SC. No, wait, I think it is SB. Let me just check once again. Scratch, even I am not so much familiar with Scratch. I also only even in this course I came to know that there is something called Scratch. So just give me a second. I will confirm this for you. What is the extension in Scratch? So, no, the extension for Scratch is not SC. I was right. It is SB. So, there was someone who was saying, Priyen Rajgor. So, Priyen, no, Scratch file extension is SB. So, SC is not the extension for anything, neither Scratch nor Python. Okay, so we'll come back to this question. So, the given input is 5. So, this is 5 over here. Okay, this is also interesting question. Let me wait. People are answering in the oh, where is my poll? Okay, please answer in the poll. So instead of the chat box, try answering in the poll, because that is more transparent, so to say. You are not getting influenced by other people's answers in the chat box. So in that way, it is a little bit more anonymous, and that should give you a little bit more confidence in trying to attempt it on your own and answering the question. So since many of you have answered already in the chat box, so just take a few seconds to answer it in this poll. Okay, so 10 more seconds for the poll, and then I will discuss. Okay, great. Let me now share the results of the poll with all of you. So, majority of you are divided between options A and options B. But still, most of you has selected option A. The correct answer for this is option B. Now, let me tell you why this is also interesting. It's because this input command takes a string input. So whenever you use this input function, this takes the input in the form of a string, not in the form of an integer. So this input 5, this 5 is not just 5 as a number, it is 5 as a string. So when you do this a into 5, this will print this string 5 times. That is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 times. Had your input been, let's say, a, okay, then a into 5 would mean a written 5 times. If you wanted the answer 25, then what you would do is you would convert this string into an integer by this int function. So when you do int a, and then if you do into 5, this would give you the answer as 25. Okay, so keep this thing in mind. This is important. Input always takes the input in the form of a string. This you should always remember. Okay, let's move ahead. So we have this next question now. Which of the following commands are correct to take input from a user? So in this is multiple options are correct. So you need to select which. Yes.
क्वेश्चन विजिबल नहीं है.
क्वेश्चन विजिबल नहीं है, अभी विजिबल हुआ. हेलो.
या मैम.
ओके, अगर आपको विजिबल नहीं हो रहा है तो मैं ये कह सकती हूँ कि अगर कुछ आपका नेटवर्क में प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है तो आप ये YouTube में लाइव जा कर के देख सकते हैं. YouTube में अच्छे से विजिबल है. अगर कभी भी किसी भी समय आपको कोई तकलीफ हो यहाँ पे नेटवर्क में, आप ये YouTube में जा कर के देख सकते हैं. ठीक है. ओके, please pin the screen. I have already pinned my screen. I don't know how to pin more. This is already pinned. Okay, can you just unmute and say exactly what you mean, Ambika? Ambika, are you not able to see the screen? Hello? Okay, I don't know what's happening. But anyway, let's proceed. So Ambika, if
Ma'am, the screen is visible to me.
Okay, fine. Then it means, Ambika, you might be having some issue at your end. So anyone who is having any issue at their end, my suggestion is please go to YouTube. Okay, so in this question, it is a multiple choice correct type question. Okay, so you need to select which of these options are correct. So the first one, is it correct? Yes, it is correct syntax. Second one, is it correct? Indeed, it is correct syntax. Third one is also correct. Fourth one is wrong. I will tell you why it is wrong. And the fifth one is also correct. So why this fourth one is wrong is because this hello is written but without any quotes. Okay, you need quotes. Either you do not write anything like this over here, just don't write anything. Or if you want to display some message, then that message is supposed to be a string. So this should be in some quotes. And important thing to note over here is these two options. You see that both single and double quotes are allowed, okay? Both single and double quotes are acceptable. Okay, so either you are using single quotes, that is also allowed, or you are using double quotes, that is also allowed, but you should be careful that you should be consistent. If you are using single quotes, you should use single quotes throughout. If you are using double quotes, it should be double quotes throughout. You can't do something like, let's say I want to use single quotes over here and then I will use double quotes at the end. So if you are writing something like this, it is not allowed. Or if you use double quotes in the beginning, then write hello and then use single quotes in the end. This is also not allowed. This is not allowed. This is not allowed. So both single and double quotes are allowed, but you need to be consistent. Like if you're using single quotes, then you should use single quotes always. And if you like using double quotes, you should use double quotes always. Okay, so moving on. What will be the output of the following code if the input is 5? Okay, so this is also another question which is similar to question 5 that we saw. Similar to question 5, we just saw in question 5 something very similar. So here is also a similar kind of a question, but now A is being taken as input. Can we use triple quotes? No, Satsangi, you cannot use triple quotes. You can use single quotes or you can use double quotes. Okay, so if you are using quotes, you are opening a quote and then you are closing that quote. And if you are using single quote to open, then you will use single quote to close it. Okay, so you are taking input. Now this input is given as 5. Then you are converting this 5 string to a 5 integer. Okay, so this is a string. Input string is there. And then you will convert it to an integer using this int command. So now 5 from a string becomes 5 as a number or an integer. And now when you do 5 into B, you will get the answer as okay, let me give the answer. So the answer is 25 in this case. I see some people have written option B in the chat box, 25.0. So I would like to mention an important thing over here, because this answer, it gives me a chance. This option would be there if you wrote your B as float A. Okay, what does float means? It must be something new for many of you over here. So float means decimal numbers. Okay, so let's say that you have a number 1.7. Okay, so this is decimal number. Okay, so this will come in float. So if you want the answer as 25.0, it is a decimal number. Even though the decimal value is 0, after the decimal point it is 0, it is still a decimal number. So to get 25.0, you would have to write B is equal to float A. So yes, someone in the chat box has written correctly. Float means decimal numbers. You are absolutely right. So the correct answer in this question is A, 25, and not 25.0. So when we are talking in terms of mathematics, we will say 25 is same thing as 25.0. There is no difference. But computers read them as different entities. For computer, 25 is different from 25.0 because the data type is different. In 25, the data type is integer by this int over here. And in 25.0, the data type is float. So you need to be very careful. Okay, so let us move ahead. Which of the following blocks of code are correct? So we have 4 blocks of code and we need to select the correct option. Just give me a second while I relaunch the poll. Okay, so poll has been relaunched. Please take a few seconds and answer in the poll. And those of you who do not have any question to ask, please mute yourself. I'm seeing this Vasumati N. Ma'am, if you could please mute yourself. Okay, so 10 more seconds. You need to select which of the following blocks of code are correct. Okay, so let me stop the poll now. And I will share the results for you. So majority of the people have selected option B. But the correct answer, yes, so the correct answer is option B, which is very good. So I am very happy that most of you have got it right. For those of you who did not get it right, let me explain to you how to how to identify which one is correct. So yes, so we need to see why these other options are incorrect. So wait, someone in the chat box is answering. 64-bit is available. My PC is 34-bit. So you download the 34-bit, this 32-bit. So no PC would be 34-bit. It will be 32-bit. So you download the 32-bit version. If your computer is 32-bit, you install the Anaconda for 32-bit. Okay, so why is option A incorrect? Why? Because of this print statement. Inside print, they are written hey just like that. You should write hey in quotes like this. Okay, so that's why option A is wrong. Option C. Why is this wrong? That's because this condition over here should be like double equal to, and this condition should also be double equal to. And why is option D wrong? That's because this should be again double equal to. So for those of you finding this confusing, let me make it clear. So whenever we are checking the condition for equality inside an if condition, then we use double equal to, that is x equal to 1. This means that we are trying to check whether x has the value 1 or not. This is checking for equality, checking the condition for equality. Okay, and when do we use a single quote? Single equal to. Single equal to we use for assigning value to a variable. Okay, so then we will use single equal to, that is x equal to 1. What this means is that we are taking the value 1 and we are assigning the variable the value of 1. So this is assigning. Assignment is done by single equal to and checking is done by double equal sign. Okay, let's move ahead. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the following code? So we have a piece of code, a statement rather, which says for I in range A. Now the statements are I will take the values 0 to A, I will take the values 1 to A, I will take the values 0 to a minus 1 and I will take the values 1 to a minus 1. So the correct option is option C. So yes, people have answered correctly. Correct option is option C. I will take the values 0 to a minus 1. So let me write down the syntax for using the range command. So when you say range of n, this means it goes from 0 to n minus 1. Okay. When you say range start comma end, that means it goes from start to n minus 1. Okay. In steps of 1. So this 0 to n minus 1 means 0, 1, 2, dot, 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 n minus 1. Start to n minus 1 means start, then start plus 1, then start plus 2, and so on up until end minus 1. Then we have a third way of using this range function. This is start, comma, end, comma, step. So this goes from start to end minus 1 in step size of step. So it will, whatever your step size you provide, it will go in that step size. Okay. So these are the three different ways in which you can use the range function. Now let us move to the next question. What will be the output of the following code? So we have the use of while loop over here. You must have seen in week 2 the use of for loop and while loop. So, okay, let me start the poll. Take a minute to answer this question. Okay, I've started the poll. Take a minute to answer this question, then I will discuss. Yeah, everybody please try to answer the questions. I see only 20 students have answered up until now, and we have 60 in this meeting. Okay, so let me stop the poll. So most of you have answered it correctly. The correct option is option B. Now let me go step by step and show how to arrive at this answer and how basically programs are executed. So every program is executed step by step. It's just that the computer does it so fast that you just get answer within a fraction of a second, whereas we as humans would take a few minutes to come at the answer. So let us look at it step by step. So what is step 1? Step 1, you have a equal to 0. Then you enter this while loop. Okay. So 0 is less than 10, definitely. 0 is less than 10. This is correct. So we will enter the loop because 0 is less than 10. Then a becomes a plus 2. So a becomes what? A becomes 2 because a was initially 0. You are adding 2 to it. So you are getting a as 2. Then you have print a. That means you will print the value 2. Okay. Now next step. What you have, your value of a is now 2 from the previous iteration. So this step is basically iteration of the loop. It's called iteration, fancy word. So every time a loop is executed, that is called like one iteration of the loop. So now a is equal to 2. Definitely 2 is less than 10. This is correct. So you enter the loop. And then you have a equal to a plus 2. This makes a equal to 4. And then when you do print a, you get 4 as the output. Now step 3. What is our a? A is 4. So 4 is definitely less than 10. So we will enter the loop. Then 4 plus 2 makes it 6. So we will print the value of 6. Okay, I'm not writing these smaller steps. I think now by now you would have become familiar. Step 4, our a is 6. 6 is less than 10. So we will do 6 plus 2, that becomes 8. And then we will print the value 8. Then step 5, our a is 8. Then 8 is less than 10. So we enter the loop. Then we do a plus 2, that makes it 10. So we will print the value of 10. Next time, you see that our a is now 10. Okay, if we go to step 6, let's say step 6, we have a equal to 10. But 10 is not less than 10. 10 is equal to 10. That means it will not enter the loop. It will not enter while loop. Because the condition is not satisfied. The condition is a should be less than 10. But when a becomes 10, then 10 is not less than 10. 10 is equal to 10. So you will not enter the while loop. So what all statements you will print? You will print 2, you will print 4, then you will print 6, then you will print 8, then you will print 10. Okay. So the correct answer is 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Great. So we are almost halfway through. We have about 10 more questions to go. So next question, again a pretty simple question. So the question is, which statement will print the joy of computing? So by now I think everyone is familiar. Okay, first let me see some chat box questions. मैम हम लोग अगर while a less than 10 लिखते हैं तो प्रिंट 2, 4, 6, 8 होना चाहिए. मैम क्वेश्चन 10 में while a less than equal to 10 होना चाहिए ना. So okay, so your question Somoshri is a very valid question. That's why I wrote it step by step for you over here to see what is happening. So what is happening is your incrementation is happening over here inside the loop. Okay, you need to be careful. Somoshri, can you just unmute yourself? I'm not sure if it is clear to you still or not. So that's why I did this step-by-step iteration of each loop so that it becomes clear as to when the loop is ending. Somoshri, are you there? Okay, Somoshri, the correct answer is B, and I showed it to you step by step. I hope this is clear. If not, please feel free to ask me again. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask rather. If that is possible. Yes, ma'am.
Why not we use if loop?
Okay, wait.
If condition.
One by one. So, Somoshri, have you understood? If you are saying you are there, so Somoshri, I hope it is clear. Could you just say yes, no, if this question is clear to you?
No, madam. Why not we use if condition?
Okay, Somoshri has understood. Okay, now next someone is asking, Umesh is asking, instead of while, if we use if condition, please explain the program execution and output also. So what you are saying is, You are trying to, wait, let me see. You are trying to create some new program. A equal to 0. So Somoshri has understood. Okay, great. So now next question is, someone wants to replace while with if. If a less than 10, a equal to a plus 2, print a. Umesh, is this what you want? Have I understood your question correctly?
Yeah, correct. Understand.
Okay. So great. Good question, Umesh. The answer for this would be simply 2. You would just get one number as the output. Why? Because if is not a loop, it is just a condition. So here, if we go step by step, you are here in the first line, a is equal to 0. Then next line is if a is less than 10. So 0 is less than 10. Great. You can enter inside the if block. Then what? You move to this step. Here, this step does a equal to a plus 2. So you do 0 plus 2, which is equal to 2. So a has now become 2. And then you come here, print 2, which just displays the value 2. Okay. And that's it. That's the end of the program. So over here, and then this is end of program. You don't go anywhere further in this. Only when it is a loop, you go back to the to check the condition. Okay, I hope you understand it now, Umesh.
Yeah, I understood. Thank you.
Okay, great. So good question. So you people should ask questions whenever you feel that you have some query, and great. So let's move. So this is the difference between an if condition, if else block, and a loop. A loop will continue executing, continue to check that condition again and again and again until that condition becomes false. Whereas if will check that condition only once. Only once it will check. If the condition is true, then it will enter that block. If it is not true, it will not enter the block. Whereas in any for loop or any while loop, it will continue checking that condition while that condition is true. Okay, let's move to the next question. This is probably the simplest question ever. Which statement will print the joy of computing? So very easy. Let me see this option. C is the one which will print the joy of computing. So this one is wrong because parentheses are not there. This one is wrong because the quotes are not there. And this one is wrong because printf is not a command in Python. Again, printf is a command in C++. So if at any point of time, if you people want to learn C++, you will come across this command printf. Okay, next question. For this also, let me start the poll. So take 30 seconds to answer this question. Okay, Sujit Kumar Sehgal, you have some doubt. Could you just unmute and ask while people answer?
Ma'am, in the previous question,
Okay, previous question.
so ma'am, there is use while loop. So why we not use the do loop?
Oh, you can use do. So you have basically different loop constructs. So up until now, you people have not been introduced to the concept of a do while loop. So do loop is not just do, it is do while. So you have this do and then at the end of it you check the condition for that inside that while. So you can use any kind of looping construct that you want, so to say. But I believe up until now, up until week 3, you have not been introduced to the concept of do while. So if you want, you can use do while. The only difference between a while loop and a do while loop is, in while loop, you first check the condition and then you move inside the loop. Whereas in do, you first execute at least once. So a do while loop will at least execute once, and only at the end of it will check for the condition. Whereas in while loop, so let me write down over here. So it's a good question, I like it. So there are two loops. There is this while loop, there is this do while loop. Okay, so let's say while the condition is while a less than 10, and then you do something, you have some steps. Let's say my a is equal to 12. Okay, so 12 is less than 10. Is this correct? No, it is not correct. So it will not enter your while loop. Okay, whereas if you write in the do while format, if you use this do while construct, what it will do is it will execute your statement once. So first you will enter inside this do, you will do whatever statement, a equal to a plus 2, you will print a. So in fact, when you print a, you will get 12 plus 2, that is 14, will be printed, and then at the end you check for this while. Okay, then inside this while you have this condition while a less than 10. So now you will check that is a less than 10, is 12 less than 10, rather now it has become 14, is 14 less than 10, no it is not less than 10, so you will exit. So do while at least once it will execute, at least once. Okay, whereas while it will first check the condition and it may not even execute once. It is possible. Did I answer your question? Sujit Kumar Sehgal?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm clear.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay, fine, great. So let us come back now. Where was I? Yeah, this Earth is round question. So let me stop the poll and let me share the results with all of you. So most of you have got it right. The correct option is Earth is round, Moon has lot of dust, but this is the format in which your answer will come. Now let me explain why this weird kind of format is there. So you see that you have 3 different print statements over here, right? Now what each print statement does is, each print statement executes, means displays the output in a next line. So it basically prints in a new line. Every time you write a print command, it will go to the next line automatically. So you have in first line Earth is, and in the next line you are writing print a. So that means Earth is will come, and in the next line Earth is in the next line you will have round. If you wanted this option, this would be when you have print Earth is and then comma a. Oh sorry, I forgot to close it. This double quotes needs to be closed, and then comma a. If you write this statement, then you will have Earth is round, and then next line is print Moon has b comma c. So Moon has, b is what, lot of, and c is dust. Okay, so that's how you would do it. So be careful whenever you are using print statements. Okay, if you are writing multiple print statements, then each of those will give you output in the next line. If you want stuff to come in the same line, you should use like a single print command separated by commas.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in question number 11,
Okay.
you have told that the command in C++ is printf.
Yeah, print. There are two commands in various kind of commands in C++. So first one is cout that we saw in the first question. That would be like this. Then there is another command, printf, that is formatted output. So you can format your output in different kinds of ways by using printf.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Basically, by what I mean by formatting is the number of decimal points you want to display. Let's say you want to display the number up until 5 decimal places. So that kind of formatting you can do by using printf command. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the question, the A is equal to round in double inverted.
Hmm.
So what will happen if round is round written in single inverted?
So as I said,
So
you can
ma'am,
use.
that's a confusion. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, as I said, you can use both single quotes somewhere in the above question. I think there was. Yeah, I mentioned over here. You can use both single quotes or double quotes, but you should be consistent. Like you can't use something to open with a single quote and close with a double quote. That is not allowed. So if you
Thank
are
you, ma'am.
using in your program single quotes, then you should use single quotes forever. If in program you are using double quotes, you should use double quotes forever. But what you can do is, what I mean that is when you are opening and closing, that needs to be consistent. But for example, like here they have done, it is a good example. Here they have used like single quotes once and double quotes over here. But what I mean by consistent is you are opening with a single quote and then you are closing with single quote. You are opening with a double quote here and closing with a double quote. So your opening and closing needs to be the same. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Clear.
Okay. So let's move ahead. What should be the syntax of getting age as an input from a user in Python? Again, I think by now you people would be familiar with the input command in Python and how input works. So let me just tell you the answer. So the correct option is option B. Age is equal to input enter age. To take input, you don't use the command int. Int is command to convert to an integer, and there is you don't use get either. And here this is wrong because there are no quotes. You should have this thing inside quotes. Okay, next question. What should be the value of underscore to print all numbers from 0 to 10? Okay, so again, this is a similar question to the range question that we saw earlier. For I in range underscore, print I. So you want to print all the numbers from 0 to 10. Then most of you are answering correctly. It should be 11. And let me just copy paste that range syntax from here so that you people revise it once again. I don't want to write it all over again. So the good thing with this digital stuff is I can copy paste. Okay. Oh, this is a little bit big, but I hope you get the point. Okay. So range. So this is of the first type. We are using this syntax range n, which goes from 0 to n minus 1. So if we want to display 10, so for this we need to inside the range we need to do range 11, then only we will go up until 10. Okay, next question. What will be the output of the following code? So what is this code? This code says b is equal to 0, and then for I in range 10, b, let me start the poll, then I will discuss the answer. Okay, take a minute to answer this question. Okay, so let me stop the poll now. Okay, so most of you have selected B and quite a few of you have selected C also. So now I will discuss the answer. So for those of you who selected B, that is correct. And for those of you who selected C, I will tell you why C is not correct. So let us look at this statement. What this line is doing is, it is doing sum of first.
रामाला फक्त चूज करायचं होतं आला
You have some question? If not, please mute yourself. Okay, so this command is doing sum of first 10 whole numbers. Okay, so if you have forgotten your primary school or mathematics, then I will remind you what a whole number is. A whole number starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, dot, dot, dot. Natural numbers start from 1. Whole numbers start from 0. So first 10 whole numbers means 0, 1, 2, so on and so forth up until 9. And their sum we need is being found out by this command. And why it stops at 9? Because we have this range command. So range 10, that means it goes from 0 to 9. Okay, and sum of first natural numbers. This is high school mathematics. Sum of first and natural numbers. What is that? There is a formula for it. Very nice formula. Let me write down the formula. It is n into n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so this nice looking formula is there for finding out the sum of first n natural numbers. So here we are going up until 9. So the sum would be 9 into 9 plus 1 divided by 2. That is 45. So that's why it is 45. Okay. Had you put range 11, then it would stop at 10. Then you would add 1 up until 10. Then you would get option C. So option C you would get only if you inside the range you had range 11. Okay, so I hope this is clear, and let us now proceed to the next question. Yeah, someone in the chat box has written, so yes, Vivo, your formula is correct. Now next question, what will be the output of this code? And the input is supposed to be 20. So we have seen a similar question in the previous questions as well. So number is equal to input, enter number. The input is 20. New number is number into 2. Print new number. So the output here would be 2020. Why? Because this 20 is taken in the input as a string. Okay. So string and multiplying string by 2 times means it will display the string 2 times. If you wanted the answer 40, for that you would have to do int. Use the int function. Int number into 2. This will give you the answer 40 if that is what you want. Okay, so let us move ahead. What will be the output of the following code? Okay, let me start a poll for this. You have 30 seconds to answer this. It's a simple question, that's why less time.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, where we get the recorded classes?
Oh, good question. You will get the recorded classes in the YouTube channel. Here is the link of the YouTube channel. So, over there.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let me stop this poll now. So, it seems that most of the students got stumped by this question. It was like a trick question. So, let me tell you what the trick is. So, let me first tell you the correct answer. Okay, correct answer is error. This program will not run. It will show you like a bunch of errors, throw up quite some errors. Okay, syntax errors. Now, let me go step by step and explain why I say that this thing will give you error. So, first step, number is equal to 20 divided by 10 into 0. So, 20 divided by 10 is 2 into 0, that makes this number 0. So, if number less than 0, is 0 less than 0? No, 0 is equal to 0. If number greater than 0, is it the case? No, number is not greater than 0 because 0 is not greater than 0. If number equal to 0, now here is the catch. This statement is a little bit incorrect. This should have been if number equal to 0. Remember, I had said that to check a condition, you use two equals to check equality of a condition. And only when you are assigning something do you use a single equal to. So here, this equal to is assigning the value. So that's why single equal to. Here, you are checking for the condition. Okay. So that's why double equal to. So if there's just a single equal to, then this program, when it comes here, it will stop at this point and it will throw a whole bunch of errors at you. So the correct option is option D. Had it been if number equal to 0, then this would be the answer. This would be if only if your statement was if number equal to 0. Okay, I hope it is clear. So most of you had selected option C, which is not correct. So be careful with this single equal and double equal. It is very easy to get mixed up when you are just starting out with programming. Even when I was there, I would get confused like when we are using single equal, when we are using double equal. So please be careful with this. Okay. What will be next question? We have two more questions and then we have some programming. So I will write those programs in Spider for you. For now, we have these two questions. What will be the output of the following code? So let me start this poll for you. I think by now you people are experts in Python programming. You will be able to answer this question. Very simple question. Okay, now I'll stop the poll and let me share the results with all of you. So yeah, most of you have got it right. The correct answer is A. Why? Because range 10 would go from 0 to 9. Okay. Uh, and let me copy paste that range stuff that we had. Let me see. Yeah, here. Okay. These are the different ways in which you can use the range command, and you should be like by now quite familiar with how to use this range function. So range 10 means it will go from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up until 9. So the answer is 9. Okay. Someone had said none of the above. Okay. I don't know why you think none of the above, but now is it clear to you why it should be A? Somoshri? Okay, I hope it is clear by now. If not, please feel free to stop me and ask a question. Okay, wait. Yeah. So, last question. Okay. What will be the output of the following code? So, here is the piece of code. Let me restart the poll one last time for all of you. This is the last question. Then we have some programming assignments. Okay, so one last time, please answer this poll. Okay, I will stop the poll now. And let me share the results. Okay, great. Most of you have got the answer right. The answer is indeed 56. So, remember we had a similar question somewhere over here. Yeah, question number 15. So, question number 15 is quite similar. This is similar to question 15. That's why I have copied the question 15 code and pasted over here for you. So the answer in question 15 was 45. Okay. So this answer was 45. This is question 15. And this question 19 is quite similar to this question 15. Okay. Let me point out the differences and why we are getting this answer. So here, when this statement was doing sum of first 10 whole numbers, right? First 10 whole numbers it was doing. So whole numbers means 0, 1, 2, dot, 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 so on and so forth. First 10 whole numbers means 0, 1, 2 up until 9. And sum was, we saw by that formula, sum was 9 into 9 plus 1 by 2, which is 45. That's how we got the answer in question 15. Let me copy this golden formula for us. Okay. This is sum of first 10 natural numbers. Natural numbers meaning from 1, 2, 3 up, so on and so forth. Natural numbers means 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. So the difference between question 19 and question 15 over here is some of the extra terms, okay? So first is that we are initializing a to 1 instead of, over here we had initialization to 0. So this part of the command is similar to this part of the command. So what you get is you get 45 plus 1 because your a is initialized to 1. So you get 46 over here. And then you have, this is because a was initialized to 1. And then you have this extra bit of 1 sitting over here. So what is this doing is, this is adding 1 10 times. Why 10 times? Because range 10 is there. It will go 0, 1, 2, 3 up until 9. That is 10 times. So what final answer will be? It will be 46 plus 10. That is 56. So 56 is the correct answer. Okay. So this solves all these assignment questions for us. So is print one tab to the right? No, Shiva. Print is to the left only in both the cases. Print is not to the right. Print is in the same line as this, same indentation as 4. Yeah, if print would have been to the right, like if print was inside this loop, then you would print it at the end of each loop. Okay, so that means you would show the sum of those numbers up until that point. So had this print been inside this for loop, the print command would have worked 10 times, and 10 times it would have showed the output to you. Okay, so that is the end of these questions. And now we have some simple programming assignment questions for us to solve. And for this, what I will do is I will go to the Spider console and type the code for you. So one suggestion that I have for all of you is, since all of you are starting in your programming journey and you all are new to programming, so whenever you come across some programming question, let's say like this, let's say question 19 is your question. So you should go step by step. Okay, as I had explained step by step here in this question 10, I showed to you what I mean going step by step with a pen and paper. Of course, for me, pen and paper means a digital pen and a digital tablet. That is my digital pen and paper. But whenever you are trying to find the output for some program or code, you should go step by step with a pen and paper. Okay, and try to find out the output yourself by going to each line of the code. And after that, after you have done that, you should verify by typing this code in the Spider IDE and then verifying the output. So this is the procedure that you should follow. Similarly, when you have these programming assignments, it is a good practice to first write down with a pen and paper what the sequence of instructions should be. And once you have some idea of what sequence of instructions should be, then you should go to Spider and write down the code. So I will follow a similar strategy over here. So the first question is, write a program to take an input from the user and print that output. So we have done this many times by now. So first statement is take an input. So how we would do that? Let's say a comma. We have one variable and then input command, input function is used to take an input. So input, and then let's say I want to display the message, please enter anything that you like. Okay, please enter anything. Okay, and then the next part says print that output. How do I do that? We use the print command, print a. Okay, so this is a, now we have written it with a piece of pen and with a piece of paper and a pen. Now let's go to our spider. This is my spider, and let us try to write this piece of code over here so that we verify this. Okay, so this is my spider. Let me say a equal to input. Okay, see, one good thing about this spider is it gives you some small help over here. So the moment I wrote input, you see this screen with help which says read a string from standard input. So it reminds me that this input will read as a string. Okay, so see this help automatically comes up. Okay, please enter anything. Okay, so it says please enter anything. I will say I like playing football. Okay, I hope you people also like playing some sports. So it takes in that string in a, and then I will say print a. So a is I like playing football. So just a fun stuff I want to see. How many of you in this Zoom meeting like playing football? If you could raise your hands. I hope at least someone likes playing football other than cricket. If I would have said how many of you like cricket, I believe everybody would raise their hands. But football, I'm not seeing people raising their hands. Okay, no worries. Oh, there is one person. Yugam Gajjar. Okay, great, Yugam. I am glad that you also like playing football. I personally am a big fan of football, both playing and watching. Okay, great. Good to know, Yugam, that you like football. Satsangi Aman also likes football. Great. So, if you could write in chat box what your favorite team is. I was very happy when Argentina won the World Cup because I'm an Argentina fan. Okay, great. Let's move to the next question now. Oh, Sandeep K, you support Tamil Nadu in the nationals? So I have played football nationals and I represented Delhi. So I played from Delhi. Sandeep, I believe you support Tamil Nadu team. That's good. I never faced Tamil Nadu team in my national tournament. Okay. Next question. Write a program. Oh, sorry. I think it's not visible. Let me go back to my writing board. Okay. Yeah. So next question is, oh, before we proceed, if we wanted an integer input, for integer input, then we would use int function to convert that number into an integer. So int a is what we would use. Okay, so yeah, next question is write a program to take an input of two numbers a and b and print the difference a minus b. So now we will see the use of this int function. So the code would be something like a is equal to input. We are taking the input, enter first number, then we would say a is equal to int a to convert it to an integer. Oh, Sandeep, you want to know my name? My name is Radhika Prasad. So, yeah. Then B is equal to second number we want. So, B is enter second number. Okay. And again, uh, to convert it to an integer, what you would do b equal to int b, and then you want to print the difference of these numbers, so you would do print a minus b. Okay, so let us go back to our spider, and this time let us write not in the IPython console, but let me write it in the spider. Okay, you see my spider screen. Let me write it over here. Okay, a equal to input, enter first number. So whenever you open spider, you would have these three lines written for you automatically. This shows the date you made that program, date and time, and author name, meaning the name of this computer, the username inside this computer that you have. So a is equal to int of a. I think I can zoom in a little bit. I think now it is better. Okay, now take b. Oh, sorry, I'm getting my spellings all wrong. Enter second number. Okay, b equal to int of b. Then we say print a minus b. Okay. Oh, not small b. See, it is showing me an error. If I hover over this, it says undefined name b, because Python is case sensitive. So I have used capital B over here. I need to use capital B here as well. Capital B and small b are different things because Python is case sensitive. So let us run this. It says over here in the IPython console, enter first number. Let's say first number I say 100. Enter second number. Let's say I say 5. So difference is 100 minus 5, that is 95, and this is your output over here, 95. Okay, so I hope this code is clear. Let us come back. Okay, some questions in chat box. Ma'am, can we use a equal to input and put the number? Very good. I was just going to give you that suggestion. Mudassir, very nice. I'm happy that you have come up with this suggestion. So you can use, to combine these two lines, you can say a equal to int input enter number. Like this you can use. Okay. Yeah, Vivo, you also have the same question as Mudassir, and this is the answer. Yes, you can do. Okay. Moving on. The next question is, take a string s and an integer a as an input from a user. Write a program to print string s a number of times. So this is what it means. So you take a string s and then you keep displaying it a number of times. Okay. So again, let us try and write down. So first step is to take the string s and an integer a as input. So first you will take s equal to input, enter anything. Okay. Then a equal to as Mudassir, Vivo and Sandeep have suggested, we will now write it in a single line. enter a positive number, because displaying something minus 5 times makes no sense. You can display something 5 times. That's why I'm specifying enter a positive number. The user should enter only a positive number. Later on, you would learn error handling. So, how to handle errors, and if the user does not enter a positive number, what kind of error message it should throw up. But for now, we are telling the user that please enter a positive number. Then we want to display it a number of times, so we will use a for loop. For I in range a, print s. Okay, so let us now write this code. Let me go back to my Python spider. Let us remove all of this. Okay, s equal to input, enter anything. Okay, a equal to int, because we want it to be an integer. Input. Notice that in spider it places these parentheses automatically for you. So it opens and closes the parenthesis automatically for you. It is a very helpful feature to keep track of the opening and closing of parentheses. Enter a positive number. Okay, then for I in range a, print s. Okay, let us run this. Enter anything. Again, I will enter I like football. I think I like football more than physics or programming or anything. So enter anything. Enter a positive number. I'll keep it 3, because apart from me, 2 other people in the Zoom meeting, I think Yugam and Sandeep, said they also like football. So I'll keep it 3. So C. It says this string that we entered. So we entered the string I like football, and we entered the number positive number 3. So it displays I like football 3 times. Okay, great. So let me come back to the next question that we have. So this is the final and the last question. Okay, last question. Take a number x as input. Display all the numbers from 0 to x, both inclusive. Okay, so how you would do this? Note that important thing over here is both inclusive. So again, we need to take, first step is take a number x as input. So x equal to int. Again, we are writing it in one line, as some of you rightly suggested in the chat. Enter a number. Again, it should be positive number, because it's going from 0 to x. Enter a positive number. Okay. Notice it is important to close the parenthesis. If I have, let's say I have this opened once, opened twice, and I'm closing only once, then this will throw me an error. I need to put another parenthesis. So 2 opening, 2 closing. So keep a track of parenthesis. That's very important. Otherwise, you will get syntax errors. Okay, now we will use for loop again. For I in range x plus 1. Why x plus 1? Because x is also inclusive. So range stops whenever you will stop at one number less than what you specify inside the argument. So when I said argument, so whenever you put something inside a function, that is the argument of the function. So this x plus 1 is an argument for the range function. Just a fancy word, technical word that programmers like to use. Now we'll say print I. Okay, so this will do the job for us. Let us check. Let us get back to our spider. Let me remove all of this. Or wait, I want to keep this. Enter a positive number. So enter a positive number, and this number is x. For I in range x plus 1, print I. Okay, enter a positive number. Let's say I want 10. See, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up until 10. So that is how we would do it. And that's all for today. This completes our session for today. Let's come back to the Zoom meeting. So this was the last question. So thank you everyone for attending. Once again, I would repeat that this is the YouTube channel which you should go and subscribe so that you get regular updates about these live sessions. Yeah, and as most of you suggested that for the next week we should continue with week 3, and maybe I'll try to mix it up, little bit of week 3 assignments and little bit of week 4 assignments, so that you are on track with your deadline submission as well. So I hope this format is working fine with all of you. If you have any suggestion regarding the format, you could put it in the chat box, or you could send it over to me, or you could comment in the YouTube videos and give your feedback and any suggestion that you have. Okay, so that is all for today's session. Thank you very much. See you all in the next week, Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, someone has a question. Ma'am, do we have any type called double in Python? Can you please name the data types in Python? Okay, so Python does not have an inbuilt double. So Python inbuilt data types are int, string, and float. These are the built-in data types in Python. Okay, and you can have user defined data types called classes, but inbuilt are 3: int, float, and string. There is nothing like double. Double is in C++. So in C++, you have int, you have unsigned int, you have float, you have double and string and all those things.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Okay.
Ma'am, there is operator. Can you please show me the difference between single slash, double slash in the operator section? Arithmetic operators.
Okay. Arithmetic operators. Okay. So, fine. Wait. Let's come over here, or let me go to my spider. I will demonstrate it to you.
Okay, ma'am.
Just give me a second. Let me go to Spider. Okay, so we are here in Spider. So let's take A equal to 10, B equal to 5. Okay, and let me display A divided by B. Okay, let me, oh sorry, I need to do print command, otherwise it will run but it will not show anything. Print, sorry, C equal to A by B, print C. Okay, just C. So this is what you get as the output. Okay, this is a division operator. Then you are saying what happens if we use this thing. Okay, see this difference. You see, this is like a floating point number, and this is the quotient. This is the quotient operator. So let me write it here in the comment. So when you use just a slash, that is division, and what is the result of that division? Okay, result of the division. Okay, whereas when you use double slash, then that is the quotient of the division. Let us take some different number. Let's make it, okay, now see the thing, 14 divided, okay, let us print both in the same this thing, then you will understand it better. Okay, now I will print first C, then I will print D. You see the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
So A double slash B gives you the quotient of the division operation. So 14 divided by 5, the quotient would be 2. And the remainder would be 4. Let us have a remainder also. Okay, remainder is modulo operator. Modulo B. Again, let me write comment. Modulo means remainder. Let us print C, print D, print E. Okay, see this. So quotient is 2, remainder is 4, and the division is 2.8, a decimal number. So I hope this makes it clear.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, great. There's one more question. Why we have got result as 2.0 float as we have take A and B values in int? Okay, good question, Mudassir. So that this is the difference between C++ and Python. So in C++, if you would have done 10 divided by 5, you would get the answer as 2. And if you would have got, if you would have done 10.0 divided by 5.0, then the answer would be 2.0. But in Python, if you do this division operator, you get the result in float always. Otherwise, you would have to use specially the int function to convert it to an integer. So that's how Python works naturally. So this is difference between C++ and Python.
Ma'am, are you a data scientist?
No, not really. I'm not a data scientist. So I am doing PhD in physics. So that is what I'm doing. But so in physics, we use programming for our research work, primarily Python, then C++. Other than that, we use software packages like MATLAB and Mathematica. So these are the programming languages that I am familiar with. Then there's another programming software that we used to use. It's called Scilab. So Scilab is the free version of MATLAB. So yeah. Okay, thank you everyone. That's all for today's session. And I will stop recording. Yeah, thank you, Mudassir. Can I get Skylab link? So it's not Skylab, it is called Scilab. Okay, I have put it in the chat box. You can Google Scilab and you will get the download link for it. So Scilab is basically free version of MATLAB. Like MATLAB is a paid software. Either your institute will purchase it for you and give the license for you, or if you are not in some institute which has MATLAB license, then you can use Scilab. And that's an advantage of Python, that it is completely free and open source, so anyone can download and use and basically use it. Yeah, thanks Umesh. Okay, bye bye everyone, see you next week.